But the Lord was trending all the way back in 2013. And one of these atheists that just, throws punches into the dark was saying, but the Lord doesn't exist. If God does not exist, something has to fill that space. You have to insert something, because nothing doesn't work in that space. For people that believe that we came from nothing and we return to nothing, and you don't remember the nothing to which you came from, and therefore you'll return to nothing and it won't make a difference. Although the entire philosophy of Marxism is, life is absurd, like everything breaks down and decays, so eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you die. When you have the philosophy, no theism, and you cannot insert something into the God space, you either do you believe that the universe eternally exists? An arrow shot, if it gets halfway, and it's infinitely halved, it never reaches the target. But an arrow shot has to come from somewhere. The merging of faith and reason created the scientific method. If you say God does not exist, then I challenge you to fill in that space with what? You need to define either what is eternal, what began, logical fallacy of, what was there before God created the universe? So therefore, there is either an eternal present to which time was created, or you have to posit something else in that place. Since none of it, quote unquote, matters, then life is entirely absurd. So your highest religion is your life, and your life as a citizen is directly tied to power in this life, which is exactly why they shoot people, why they oppress people, they lie to people. The opium of the people, religion being the opium of the people, the religion of politics, the polis, is part of the replacement of religion. It is a religion. Even Nietzsche saying God is dead was not denying that there is a God. You have killed the God that you supposedly created, but we don't create God. We're not the ones that created God any more than when you look at the universe, you look at anything scientifically. Just because you discover something does not mean that you created it. Observing does not equal creating. So when you make a judgment that there is no God, my question is, what is it as a replacement to it? Because there really is no way around what you believe. To put faith in nothing requires infinitely more faith than something. To be anything but agnostic, like on the side of atheism and there is no God, you have to posit more faith, because no thing has no provable existence. So that absurdity is a contradiction. Like the same way saying that pure evil does not exist. Like pure evil does not exist. Like infinite goodness is much easier to recognize for only one instance. You want to attack a religion, you want to attack that religion, you want to do that with such ferocity without even realizing that postmodernism is a religion. It is a religion vested in this present life, which denies any part of anything greater than self. And self-worship is the oldest of deceptions, the oldest. To worship self and say, I can even say that you don't exist. This is where we came with what we just went through, cheap fakes and deep fakes. So this guy was in totally sharp as attack, and then trying to be like, no, you took this, you did this. Like, I mean, reality happening right in front of your face, and then denying reality and trying to pull some kind of jack move on it all these years later to go around the same circle even after my education. I don't know how to fully describe that which is above reason. I mean, that which requires an understanding that none of us have. But it is foolish to say there's no evidence. It's foolish to rest in, I'm going to remain skeptical of everything. That's willful ignorance. You have to apply some logic to, there is a beginning. This arrow was shot. Certainly start the I'm willing to entertain that I cannot foolishly and blindly be that kind of skeptic. No different than Flat Earth was when and I hope we've shot enough rockets up and out. And I hope your cell phone is a good enough understanding of, look, dude, it's going around. If the basic premise of Flat Earth was nothing more than I don't believe you, that's a different denying that there is an opportunity to argue, and the Marxists taking control, shutting down the ability to argue, the ability to say a penis, even when mutilated, does not change genetics. No matter where you go with that, you don't just get to change reality. You can question reality and you can question skeptically, but you can't just deny and say, oh, a square is a circle. And moreover, what Goebbels decided to do was, well, let's just kill enough of the control, because we're going to take everybody that looks at a circle and doesn't call it a square and kill them long enough so that once that control is removed, they don't even know what they're looking at. You know you're looking at a circle, but everybody is now calling that circle a square. That kind of willful disruption causes a much more version of subjugation. You cannot question to submission, and we will kill all the opposition. The new way of suppression, getting on television after you seeing with your own eyes, and no, that what you saw was a cheap fake. That's why I just go say whatever you want about the way I look. Say my accent, my teeth, my hair, my age, my grays, my fat. That does not change the fact that my mind has allowed me to use the reason that was not there by me. And your willful ignorance, which is a denial of your own reason, you have disengaged, you have sidestepped the argument, and you've just moved into, I can make fun of your fatness, your aloneness. No one is more alone than someone who willfully denies that you were created and that you are eternal.